Yo, it's Stephen Mcmillon, Prodigal, ex-Prodigal, ex-Mile Highp, OG Mile Highp, and this is episode 1 of Behind The Rowdy.
Music, right. Music, music, right. Music, right. 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 Music, right. Music, music, right.
Man, definitely started crumping. My crump career started in 2007, 6, somewhere around that time. Man, it's absolutely an amazing thing just to see the movement grow, how it has, from generation to generation to generation, to see what it is now and be able to be the grandpa of the movement. Man, okay, so this is from my understanding, and I even talked to all the other OGs, and it's always the same story. Dead silence. He is the pioneer of the pioneers. He's the one that made, really started, as far as a Krump fam, a Krump team. They were the first ones to kind of started out here in Colorado, going around battling people. Dead Silence, Mr. Boom, and Big Rain. I think that was 06-ish. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 06-ish. And then they were, what was their squad called?
Bomb Squad.
Bomb Squad. Bomb Squad. They were called Bomb Squad. And then after them, there was a co-hitters. His name is Mike Seals. He went by another name. I think it was Heartless or something
Miyagi,
like that.
I think is what he's called now.
Yeah, he's called Miyagi now. So it's that's who started Dead Silence. He's the one who really started it as far as the Krump movement here in Colorado from day one. Mine started from Rise. I'll just be completely honest. I seen it, I was like, oh man, this is amazing. What is this? I gotta figure out what type of dance this is. And I definitely made a fool of myself at first. And man, I remember watching videos of tie-dyes and just being super captivated by the dance itself. I honestly didn't even know that there were other Krumpers in Colorado until I got onto the Krump Kings forum, which is crazy. Koncrete, man, it was me, Hawkeye, and X-Prod. Me and Hawkeye linked up at church, and the only reason why we ended up linking up was because we were part of the same fam. And we had no idea we were in Colorado. I just made a post on the Krump Kings forum. I was like, yo, who's out here in Colorado? And then me and him ended up linking up, and we literally were down at the University of Metro training every single day. And because it was just us, it was just 3 of us. And we would go to people's high schools, battling B-boys, other dancers, all that. It just started growing and growing. I think we had the biggest, probably, Krump crew. We did have the biggest Krump crew during the time. And literally people just were so attracted to the dance that it just got bigger and bigger. We used to hold sessions at light rail stations and schools and public parks where the police would roll up on us. And that was an amazing time. That was super, super fun. With the old movement, I think one of the biggest mistakes was, so a lot of us that were, I guess you could say, in the faith, we ended up pushing some people away from the movement. And that's just because we were young. Some of us 17, 20 years old, and not necessarily being mature, I guess you could say, especially faith-wise, spiritually mature. And it ended up pushing a lot of people away. Some people ended up feeling judged. But one of the greatest successes for me, as far as my perception on it, is how many lives has changed at the end of the day. And I can name countless few. Some of my favorites, Droid himself. Definitely, I remember when first meeting him, we talked about how it changed his life. And I would say probably changed his life forever. Even Aaron Beasley, Buckshot, Boy Project, don't know if you still Boy Project, but even him, I remember he came to one of our events and he said that he felt like he was at a kind of like a crossroads, that he could have went to this party or whatever that he was gonna go to, or go to this event. And when he said he went to this event, that it literally changed his life, that forever. Now that guy, both of these guys are married men who have children and phenomenal men that are in the community. And that's, for me, that's the biggest success, just because of seeing it go from generation to generation and seeing people ended up becoming great people, loving people, and still affecting and changing people's lives. Man, whew, crazy. So, we're gonna go back. Because I would definitely say it was really, well, on our side, as far as for Koncrete eating wise, it was really spiritual, faith-based, I guess you could say. And now, okay, we were too deep. There were some of us that were way too deep. It transitioned from being overly spiritual into the craft of the dance and the competition, and just focused on the dance itself. And I think that both are beautiful. Both are definitely beautiful. Like when my generation, we were kind of like slowing down. Dylan took the droid, or excuse me, he took the torch, and pretty much almost everybody else stopped dancing. And I was barely even there. And he took the torch and ran with it, built up a movement. And this is just for all clarity, that Dylan built this movement by himself, literally dancing by himself for a couple of years. And then little homies started coming, and then the events and such. And so, like, this is just giving all credit where all credit is due, is that he did, like, yeah, K3 built a foundation, but he literally built this movement on his own for what it is today. And so definitely, all respect is definitely due to Dylan. Oh God, that's freaking hard. That's really, really hard. Man, you suck. So, okay, so I'm gonna throw the names out here and then I'm going to say which ones, what number they rank for me. Hawkeye definitely in there. Dead Silence, man. Mr. Boom, Rugged Mile Highp. Oh, then it's easy, Droid. Yeah, but Droid number 1, Buckshot number 2, Hawkeye number 3, Dead Silence number 4, Mr. Boom, Matt, and one of my other favorites is Junior Droid. So that's one of my other alternates. Definitely Junior Droid. Yo, thank you guys for tuning in to the very first episode of Behind The Rowdy. Make sure that you definitely subscribe on YouTube, on Facebook and everything. Make sure that you share this video, send it to your mama, your kid, your grandma, everybody in your family. It's gonna be crazy. The next episode is gonna be crazy. You can't believe the next guest who's gonna be on there.